All right, Kate. So last week we were talking about Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Remember you were trying to get me to Google Alex Smith leg, and I was very reticent to do so because I thought you were trying to trick me.
I'm not sure where this is going, except for in an email yesterday, you said something about like how excited my voice sounds when I'm talking about Alex Smith. And I was like, nuh-uh. And I went back and I listened. I do get kind of excited about Alex Smith's leg.
Yeah, you're like, that's why you got to watch every Sunday, after talking about him bleeding out of his leg.
Yeah. But I don't go to see to be clear, I don't like to see the injury of Alex Smith. And that is out there, like the actual like play where JJ Watt and another player like smush him. I look at how his leg has progressed from that injury.
Correct.
And
yes.
I think, I think people think I like gory things.
So we were talking about Alex Smith's leg, and at first I was like, no, I'm not Googling Alex Smith leg. And then we figured out that you were going to share not horrifying photos. Basically Alex Smith's healed leg, which is misshapen and odd to look at.
So weird.
It's not like bloody and gross.
No.
Right.
It's got like a hump of hair. It's weird.
And I go, do I need to put a disclaimer on there? Like, don't freak out like Matt. Don't worry. And I'm like, no, just share the right photo. And then over the weekend, you sent me messages like, these photos okay? And you went ahead and sent me the gruesome photos.
Are these the pictures you were talking about?
What was with that?
I just wanted to make clear which pictures I was posting.
Uh-huh.
But I really knew which pictures I was posting. But
right.
I just wanted to make sure that you, as my superior, said, definitely don't post these pictures.
We're equals, Kate. How dare you? Don't put me into the superior bandwagon. I mean, come on.
Okay. Okay. So I do have a friend who was like, well, after hearing all this Alex Smith talk, sent me some pictures of appendages that get caught in paper shredders, which I don't know how this happens.
Gosh.
But she sent me a picture of a hand and a tongue. Oh. After I've seen them, should you see them too, Matt?
Might as well. You already ruined my virgin eyeballs by sending me the Alex Smith bloodied up leg photos.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look at them.
Okay.
How does that? I mean, the finger part kind of makes sense because your fingers are putting paper into the paper shredder. The tongue,
right? And you can see the mustache on this guy, which even grosses me out more. That's like, why would you just stick your tongue in there?
I guess you could slip and fall and get your tongue in there.
I guess.
Oh my gosh! So this is the tongue. Oh yeah, there's the tongue with the mustache. Man, that looks.
Is that real?
Yeah, that might. I don't know. It looks too precisely cut, almost. What would you say that looks? That looks like something.
Beef.
Yeah, you're right. It looks like something you would see at the butcher.
What are the spirals next to the mustache and the tongue?
What are the spiral? What do you mean?
Like, you see on the right side, it looks like a wire notebook.
Oh, I think maybe that's a spring or something,
right?
Or some to prop the mouth open for proper sewing / apparently photographing. Why would you take a photo of this? And wouldn't you want to sew it up first? This tongue is still split due to paper shredding, apparently.
The hand looks like tuna, Matt.
Really?
You know how the tuna, like the little chunks?
Oh, yeah, it does look a little tuna-ish.
Maybe salmon. Is salmon better?
Man, that's gross.
That is gnarly.
Yeah, I wouldn't share that to the Facebook, because at least you asked me verbally first before putting these in my eyes.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think this is shareable. Sorry, listeners. But if you email me personally, I'll send them to you.
There you go.
Oh, gosh. But I think my friend is like, hey, since you're into broken legs and such, have you ever seen this hand that got caught in the paper shredder?
Since you're into it.
I'm not so much into it as much as I'm into Alex Smith. I have a personal, adoration sounds like too much, but I've always loved Alex Smith. And I was really sad when he left the Chiefs because I wasn't sure that this new kid, Patrick Mahomes, was ready to be out from under his wing. And I liked how Alex Smith, mentored and kind of taught Patrick Mahomes a lot on the ropes. And then when he got hurt, I was really, really sad. So every time I see Alex Smith, I look at his leg.
Yeah, when you say look at him, you're not saying you see Alex Smith and then you look at his leg as it is currently attached to him. You go out of your way to Google Alex Smith leg so that you can see that photo of him with his leg propped up and all misshapen and with its unequal hair coverage.
How is he a professional athlete with a leg that looks like that? And a leg that's been through what that leg has been through. He is still able to be a professional athlete. I mean, if he's not the NFL player of the year, he's got to be like the comeback story of the year.
Yeah.
It's just, you're right. I'm watching him on TV. They're talking about Alex Smith. And then I go, let me grab my phone and look at his leg and what it has gone through to look like it is right now out there on the field.
How much of your time do you spend when you look up Alex Smith leg? How much of that time do you stare at the mound of hair specifically? Because I feel like you fixate on the hair a lot.
I do, Matt. I zoom in to look at that part and go, why does it look like that?
Because the rest of the leg is all scarred up and can't grow hair.
But like the hump that it's on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like a camel.
Is it his kneecap?
No, it's like his shin.
It's part of the reconstruction of his leg, I guess.
Part of their leg where there should not be a hump.
Do you think that's how his leg still looks?
I don't know. When I Google Alex Smith leg, I don't go to date.
Yeah, you need to start sorting by date.
See, like right above his shin or right above his ankle. That's the part that I look at the most going, what?
Maybe if you look for training camp photos, because a lot of times in training camp, if they're not doing pads, they're in shorts.
He's got tall socks.
Oh, he does?
Yeah,
I've
looked.
Okay. Okay.
Like, it's just so misshapen. And he's still an, professional athlete. That's what I'm just, floored over.
Yeah, he's impressive.
Very impressive. And it's all with admiration for Alex Smith. None of this is in mocking tone. None of this is ha, look at his leg. It's like, oh my gosh, look at his leg. I feel like I should be clear on that.
Ha, look at that. I appreciate that, yeah.
Ugh, there's the part where he's on the ground it's broken. Oh, God, I can't. Now I'm in Google. It can be bad. It can be bad. But then there's a picture of him on the cart getting taken out of the game, and the two players that are responsible for it, he's smiling and they're shaking hands.
The players responsible for it are shaking hands over the fact that they splintered his leg? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. As he's being carted out, J.J. Watt and Jackson are coming over there and hey, man, sorry about your leg.
Oh.
And he's smiling.
They're not high-fiving each other over the fact that...
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Gotcha.
No.
Gotcha. All right. Okay, we good on that?
I think I've beat that dead leg into the ground.
That dead leg.
Oh, God, Matt. I'm serious. I look at it so much. If, I get the yearly summary of things that I Googled.
Oh, really? That's a thing?
I don't know. But if it was, Alex Smith leg would definitely make top 10 after IMDb and what can I make in my fridge with these ingredients.
Kate, are you following the Consumer Electronics Show? It's virtual again.
Matt, I missed the date on that. How about you?
Of course, yeah.
Of course you are. Tell me all about it.
All this tech stuff. Well, the main thing that stands out to me right now is Samsung is showing off this, I'm going to call it a robot maid / robot butler.
Oh, yeah?
First off, I got to say, this is basically one of those, almost like a concept car. Don't expect to see this anytime soon type of deal.
Okay.
But this robot has an arm, and they're showing it loading and unloading the dishwasher. And
I love it.
They say it can also set your table for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, is this the robot that I'm hearing about with empathy? Is that a different robot?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. That's funny that we both had robot stories for today.
I guess so.
I saw Columbia Engineering created a robot that has learned to predict another robot's future actions. So in other words, they've created a robot with empathy.
So the robot could look and tell if the other robot's about to load the dishwasher or not?
Yes. Although scientists said that empathy was kind of easy, to kind of anticipate what another robot was going to do, but that it could lead to more complex social interactions like cooperation, competition, and deception, Matt.
Yeah, typically when we think empathy, we think like the ability to feel how someone else might feel, not necessarily predict what they will do. So, yeah, it seems like they're using the word empathy pretty broadly there, but
well, it's in quotation marks.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't hear that.
That's why I'm
part.
using my finger quotes. Empathy.
Okay, there they are.
There they are. Yeah. But don't you give me a hard time because I'm nice to my robots? Because I have manners with my robots?
Well, you're talking about your smart speaker?
And my person in my phone.
Yeah, I think that's a waste of time.
Okay. But isn't that just kind of like if you keep doing under practice, like using your blinker, Matt? Oh!
Good comparison, yeah.
It just makes good practice so that when you are on the street, you use your blinker.
Yeah.
So that when someone does give you information, you say, thank you.
Interesting point, Kate. Yeah, because I've said many times, why would you change when and when you don't use your blinker, where it's a lot easier just to do it every time? Save yourself the mental burden of having to remember, oh, wait, I'm in a mode now where I should use my blinker. It's like, no, just every time you change lanes or turn, or even in your residential neighborhood with not too much traffic, just use that blinker. Save yourself the mental load. So you're saying, hey, if you're asking a question or you get some answer or something, say please and thank you. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a person or a synthetic person in a tube.
Right. So when are your robots, you said it's not going to happen like immediately, but when are your dishwashing robots going to be available?
Well, dishwashing robot.
Not dishwashing, I guess. Unloading the dishwasher.
Close enough.
Okay.
But there's only one of them. It's basically, it's just like anything at Consumer Electronics Show. Is this ever going to be a thing? Is this ever going to be released? So there's no available in the month, no, there's been zero announcements on when you should expect this thing.
Okay, tell me more about the Consumer Electronics Show.
Well, I'm not done talking about this robot yet.
Okay.
What?
Tell me more about, and there's more.
All I got to say so far is that that dishwasher, a robot puts dishes into a dishwasher. And I have a lot more thoughts on this robot.
What are your thoughts on this robot, Matt?
I think many times we're expecting something to replace an intermediary. Have you ever heard the quote that is attributed to, but most likely never came from Henry Ford about, you know what people would have said had I asked what they wanted? They would have said a faster horse instead of a car. You ever hear that one?
I don't think so, but it makes sense. But you don't know that he really said that?
Right. It's
okay.
A good chance. It's probably likely that he never said that. But the idea was, people don't really know what they want to replace the thing that they currently do. So they might, it'd be great if a robot did my dishes for me. And in my mind, it's like, well, doesn't it make more sense that the robot would just bypass the dishes completely and put the food directly into your mouth? Or that they would invent some kind of apparatus that could float the food across the room and thus just eliminate dishes. It seems like technology should, in my mind, let's think bigger than a robot does your dishes, because the problem is dirty dishes. That's the problem to solve.
Right. It's not that you can't feed yourself, Matt.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to just have food in your hands.
I don't know that I want to be fed.
Yeah.
I mean, we could try today at lunch, but I'm pretty sure I don't want you to feed me.
Are you sure?
Maybe that's it. Maybe I should offer you the same service. Matt, I'll feed you for lunch today.
Well, not in these trying times, Kate, unless you have some kind of robot arm that you're going to use to get the food to my mouth, you know?
If you don't think that I'm going to be gearing up in plastic gear as I'm like slopping food into your mouth, come on now. I want to come at it rookie style with just bare-handing your food into your mouth? Nah.
But you get my point overall. It isn't necessarily that exact use case that the robot would feed you directly.
Because that sounds weird.
But that technology should solve the issue of plates and silverware in the first place. Some way around that. I don't know. Or you could say, oh, well, yeah, the way you get rid of dishes is you get a feed bag instead. You get something that just slowly leaks nutrients into you. That might be the way you get rid
Ew.
That might be the way you get rid of dishes, Kate. So that's what I'm saying.
I don't think anyone on the planet is going to say, I don't want to do dishes, so instead of tasting my food ever, I want a feed bag.
But that's what I'm saying. There might be some other technology. It's hard to imagine what technology might replace dishes.
I hope.
Could be feed bag, yes. Could be robot that feeds you your spaghetti.
That's a world I don't want to live in, Matt.
Spaghetti is just the most comical thing that you could be fed. But
see, I was kind of thinking something like soup, like, here comes the choo-choo.
Yeah, see, that soup's a perfect example. A robot could just dispense soup into your mouth via some kind of straw-like apparatus,
What's the word I'm thinking of?
Funnel?
Yes. I'm like, I just put them away from the dishwasher this morning. Yeah, or a funnel. Just pour that hot soup down your throat. Thanks, robot.
Wait, you had funnels in your dishwasher this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had a funnel, and then I had to put the large funnel with the other funnels when I put them away.
What were you funneling?
When you funnel something like into, like from the Ninja or from the bullet to the salad dressing bottle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like we buy a lot of those bottles, like the plastic bottles.
Yeah, sure.
Condiment bottles, yeah. So I pour it from the Ninja into that, and so then it goes into the fridge.
Okay. You have that many size funnels, though?
I have 3.
Ooh, okay. I have a funnel. I have a small funnel, and to empty from like the gallon thing of olive oil into the more presentable countertop, easy to dispense from olive oil.
I'm pretty sure it came in a pack.
Okay.
Like 3 in the pack.
That makes sense. Okay.
But you got to put them so they stack, right? So you put the big funnel on the bottom in the middle, and then the small one. Yeah.
Yeah, maximize space that way.
I saw something. Oh, Matt, this might be a different subject. Are you done with robots? Because I still want to know more about the consumer.
Okay, well, do you agree with my point, though, about...
No.
No, just the larger point of, well, it seems like there should be a different solution to dirty dishes than just something that does dishes for you.
I don't think the problem is dishes. I think the problem is time. And you don't want to take the time to do the dishes. It's not so much that you hate the dishes. Because I don't want a robot feeding me, and I don't want food floating around, and I don't want a feed bag.
Well, the food floating to your face, the food making its way to your face without a plate is a far more achievable thing than a time machine to get you more time.
Well, I think food floating in the air is about as...
Man, that sounds so epic.
...reliable as like you being an astronaut, like when you were 8 years old watching the astronauts eat their food in space. And you're like, I want to do that. Oh, yeah, you want to be an astronaut? It's a lot of school. Nope. Think so. Okay. I'll never eat or drink orange juice flying at my face to just gloop, gloop, gloop.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the problem is time and not wanting to do the chore as much as it's not, I want to get rid of my dishes.
All right.
That's my problem. Yeah. But I can admire your big thinking. You definitely think big there.
Well, you're already employing a life hack to make less dishes happen for you, Kate, right?
Styrofoam plates.
Intermittent fasting, right?
Yes, there's that. Don't eat as much.
That is one of the key benefits of intermittent fasting is you get all this time from, well, first off, you get a lot of time back from not doing the eating activity. And second off, yeah, you do fewer dishes and less food prep potentially, although you don't have your growing children on an intermittent fast, which I think is a wise decision. So
yeah, I'm still prepping for everybody else. All these other suckers in my house. It has changed things. Like when I'm making them breakfast, and I would normally make all 3 of us eggs. I'm like, nope, not going to make that many eggs this morning. And then I find myself not eating eggs as much because when I do go to eat, I'm like, well, I'm past the egg stage. I want lunch now. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't go through as many eggs as we used to.
I got it covered for you.
We still go through a lot. Let's be honest. Like over the weekend, Elliot had eggs for every meal on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't get the idea that you would want to relegate eggs to only breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, no. We do eggs all the time, but like that kid could do breakfast as a meal for every meal.
Yeah, breakfast is amazing. Yeah.
It's pretty good. I'm a new breakfast fan in the last 5 years. I didn't used to be a breakfast fan.
Breakfast food items or the activity of making breakfast happen at the beginning of the day?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. When we'd go to breakfast, in your 20s on a Sunday after, a Saturday night, I'm like, I would like a turkey sandwich. And they're like, it's 10 a.m. And I'm like, yep, I'd like a turkey sandwich, please. You don't want eggs? Nope. Turkey sandwich. Yeah. Or a cheeseburger, let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't think eggs and turkey go very well together. I've had it before. I've had an omelet that had some turkey with it. For whatever reason, they just don't seem to go well together, for me at least.
Yeah. I have yet to mix those.
Not that was an option you were proposing, but...
No, but I don't think that eggs and a cheeseburger would go well together, but gosh, they do. Got a gooey egg on a cheeseburger, and then the yolk, and it's so good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, an egg burger is an amazing thing, and if anyone listening hasn't tried one, oh my gosh. Unless you specifically don't eat meat or beef or whatever, highly recommend, especially an over-easy egg.
But not scrambled eggs.
What you want is what would you say, a medium burger, medium rare burger with an over-easy egg on it, and just have both dripping down your elbow for a bit.
Yep. Then you lick your elbow. So good.
Mm-hmm. That's a tasty elbow right there.
Right there.
Elbow licking good. Okay, so do you want to? You said it earlier, and then we got way far afield of talking about breakfast food, like we often do, actually. But not McDonald's this time.
Nope.
Oh, and by the way, man, I tell you what, Egg McMuffin sounds good right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, Consumer Electronics Show. You said you had more questions about Consumer Electronics Show, or more points about the Consumer Electronics Show in general. Questions?
Is it just a big what's the gosh, Matt, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, historically, it's a convention where a bunch of people get together,
right,
and go from booth to booth. But now it's all virtual. Okay,
so normally it's like a trade show is the word I was trying to think of. Jeez Louise, where it's like booth to booth and people go looking around, as opposed to like more of like a auditorium style where they bring several people on stage to talk about their creations, right? It's more of like booth to booth.
Both. They'll do both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I believe some security guy at Microsoft. Yeah, I know it's Microsoft for sure, and I forget what exactly the guy does there. He either has done or is about to do. I want to check it out for sure. A talk basically about a lot of the things that are happening right now due to various social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting. And
is it always in the same location, or does it move around?
Typically, it's in Vegas.
That's what I wondered, yeah.
And then now it's just at all whatever remote locations companies decide to do it from, I believe.
Okay, so is there a lot of, like, when you're at that show, do you have to have a patent? Like, are you worried about people stealing your ideas?
A lot of companies file patents years before they make any hints of a product existing, so these probably all have patents behind them already, would be my guess. My guess is Samsung already has a patent for this robot that loads your dishwasher, would be my guess.
Okay.
Even though, once again, many times patents never become a product.
So is it ever a thing like people are stealing? Is it a really competitive?
I don't think so. I don't think these companies are concerned that someone's going to steal the ideas that they put out there.
Okay.
If that's what you're asking.
That's what I was wondering. Dishwasher, and I knew I had something else. And the containers that we put away, I saw a thing yesterday that says to eliminate clutter in your home, and especially in your kitchen, instead of storing your tubs in one spot and your lids, separately, that you're supposed to store your tubs with the lids on. And yes, it's not as space saving, but it'll cut down on all the tubs that you have, because you won't need that many tubs. You'll find yourself only reaching for certain tubs and not going for other tubs. So you will cut down on your clutter in your kitchen by just having your tubs separated with their lids on.
Interesting.
It is. And at first I was like, no way. And I started thinking about it and I was like, oh, interesting. I might have to give this a try.
Well, I'll tell you why it sounds like it makes a lot of sense to me in particular is fishing for the appropriate lid in the first place, trying to find the correct lid, thus having to go through a ton of tubs.
Right.
Is that the right word, tub? Well, want to be Tupperware
Container.
type containers?
I say tub, yeah.
Trying to find the lid to marry with it. So, okay.
Well, and they also say to get rid of all your small items for leftovers and for food storage. Like she said, if you keep the small containers for like kids' lunches, she gets it. But if you're just going to put something, you only have a little bit left, you don't want to use a big tub to put it in your fridge because it'll take up more space. She said to still put it in your big tub because your little one will get lost in your fridge and then it won't get eaten. And I thought there's a whole lot of truth to that. I don't have a lot of leftovers, but I don't want to throw it away. So I put it in something small and then I don't ever see it again. So if I put it in something big, right, I'll at least see it. I think she also talked about like a quarantine bin. Like if you're not really sure about any of these ideas, you don't want to go and like throw away all your Tupperware. Like she said to get like a quarantine bin where you put these items in quarantine and you try to live without them for, like 2 months or whatever. And see how it lasts. Do you need them back? Could you live your life without them gone? And if you can, then you donate and recycle and, throw away and such. But if you can't, then you take them back, essentially.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
She put all of her utensils in there, except for 2 spatulas, 1 pancake flipper, and like a large spoon. And she said, if you're worried about well, I'm going to need more than one. She goes, you just wash it. I'm like, well, that's why I have more than one. So I don't have to wash it every time I want to use it. But she said it's given her a lot of freedom and space in her kitchen back. So lots of things because we're getting ready to move into this new house, Matt, and I'm worried about falling into the traps that we had at the old house. And we did not have a big kitchen, and now I'm going to have a big kitchen, but that does not mean I need to fill it. I would not say that I'm a minimalist, and I would not say that I rush to declutter. I want to find a system that works best for our family without too much. Does that make sense?
Yes. Now, I think there's got to be a better word than quarantine for putting items into to a temporary timeout. So
temporary timeout.
This idea, you look over your kitchen, you find a bunch of things, and you're like, okay, let me set these aside for a while to see if I need them.
Mm-hmm.
And
temporary timeout is great.
Yeah, timeout, and that's good. Or purgatory, but in these in-between times, I don't know about quarantine.
Okay. And I wonder if that's why she used the word quarantine, because of these times.
But regardless of that, you kind of have that happening by virtue of your storage unit. You already have a temporary location for items that you are not using. So, and we talked before, that gives you an opportunity when you do set up at the new place to make a potential permanent separation from some of these items. And you probably already did a lot of that when you're moving anyway. Right.
I probably could have purged more, but I was just trying to get things out of the house. So I wasn't in a big, I didn't have a lot of time to like evaluate things. I just boxed things.
Sure. So you're going to try to thin out the things that are even in your apartment now then? Would be my guess, right?
I definitely, when she started talking about the tubs, I definitely shrugged. There's no way. And then I started thinking about it. Okay, maybe I can do this. Maybe that's what I should do this weekend, is just marry all these containers and lids and see that there's absolutely no room in this apartment for all of those containers with lids as is, without like stacking them.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that. With the lids on, that seems like that'd take up a tremendous amount of space. But
right. But I do think, I'm glad she gave us like a little bit of leeway. Like if you do lunches, you need to keep all these things.
Yeah, that was nice of her.
That was nice, right? Because I wouldn't have come up that on my own. I'd be like, what do I do with my stuff for lunches? Because I'm not going to like throw away that stuff. And it's mostly my kids' lunches. I could get away with stuff for me and Monty, but kids' lunches, I'm not going to send them with a big tub. I think I'm going to try it, Matt. I think I'm going to try it, especially since we've got the garage space to put some tubs into timeout. And, we're not coming up on any kind of holiday or any kind of opportunity where we're going to have a lot of guests by any means. So why would we have a lot of need for all those tubs? I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it, Matt. I'll let you know. You like how I talked myself into it?
Tubs, containers, Tupperware. Tub just sounds, I don't like the word tub. It just sounds gross or something.
Like tub? Okay.
It's all grimy and full of soap scum and human hair and skin. And
ew.
Yeah.
In the kitchen?
That's why you don't call them tubs. I don't know.
Okay.
Container. Tupperware, even though I know that's a name brand.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, is it gives you an opportunity if you're thinking, it is easy to acquire a ton of cheap tubs, especially those ones that are, hey, recycle us, wash us, whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. It's easy to have a cabinet full of a bunch of those.
And, like takeout, some of the nicer restaurants that have takeout where it's like the black bottom and the plastic lids. I bought a bunch of those on Amazon for school lunches because if they get broken or if they get accidentally thrown away, it's okay. It's not the nice stuff. But I gift, like if I'm bringing food to a friend or something, I don't mind leaving those containers. You like how I did that? I don't mind leaving those containers with friends.
Tub just doesn't seem right anyway, even if it doesn't sound gross. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
You have a tub I can put this in?
That's exactly how we say it.
You want a tub?
Hey, bring me a tub. Bring me a tub for this.
Oh, you don't go, bring me a tub. You don't go like that.
Hey, can you bring me some of that plasticware? Can you bring me some of that take-along? One of those take-alongs?
Container, I think, is perfect, but okay. Tub is fewer syllables, so, there's that.
I know. All the time we save, mister.
Yeah,
Container, yeah.
Got me on that. But regardless, it gives you the opportunity to invest in potentially nice Tupperware if you eliminate the number of cheaper pieces of tubs you have around.
Right.
All right.
That was a little extreme there. Sorry.
Which part?
All of it? Is that what you're saying, Matt? The home tips. I watched like 20 minutes of these stupid videos yesterday. I got suckered in.
I think after you came down on my robot ideas, everything else seemed...
I don't think I came down on your robot idea as much as our ideas of what the robot is trying to accomplish are different.
Well, I was more trying not to belabor this.
Was I poo-pooing your thinking big? I apologize if it seemed like I was poo-pooing your thinking big.
That was the main thing I was trying to say is you don't think that you might want to replace your horse until you see a car.
I get that.
And you might not think you want to replace your dishes until a robot can float food at you.
But
like there's
I'm going to go a little bit more extreme when you start talking about food bags, Matt. Like, you don't think you don't want to put away dishes, but here, let me attach the food to your belly. Then you'll never need dishes again. Like, no, I don't need a robot to feed me. And then do you picture the robot like taking the corners of your napkin to your mouth? There. Oh my gosh. I was not trying to poo-poo your robot ideas.
Okay, thanks. I'm glad we cleared that up.
I just don't think as big as you.
Uh-huh.
You're right. If Henry Ford, like, I want a faster horse with another seat for my wife. Oh, yeah? How about this? I don't want to do dishes anymore.
Yeah, Henry Ford first is like, I wish this horse was climate controlled.
Right. I wish this horse would rub my buns while I drove it.
Wish I could watch moving pictures inside of this horse.
Or listen to music. Oh, gosh.
The old Henry Ford quote, like, hey, if I'd asked people, they would have said, I want a horse I can be inside of that brings me from place to place.
Oh, gosh. Gross.
It's very warm in there. Good climate control for the winter time, but not so much.
Oh, Lord.
For summer. Yeah.
Henry Ford said that like Abraham Lincoln said, don't believe everything you read on the internet, right?
Right, but this one thing I read on the internet said don't necessarily believe that Henry Ford said that either. So,
that people want to be inside their horses.
Yeah.
That one hit the funny bone, Matt. Thanks.
Well, we from time to time we get there, but
Oh my goodness.